And now, my friends, White woke up. Wasn't exactly zero good moves. It was close. In this position, the clutch gene kicked in, the 900 Elo player kicked in, and White channeled their inner Gotham. White's got a queen staring down at d8, White's got a rook staring down at the bishop, a rook staring down over here. There's gotta be a way forward. That pawn is an anchor, and White in this position finds a sacrifice of... The rook! Rook takes e6! Ladies and gentlemen, if you clicked on this video, I've got a very simple message for you. Every single one of you should try to be as strong as possible at the game of chess. And the reason for that is very simple. Absolutely every other person that you interact with will respect you much more. Every other person that you interact with will think that you are an intellectual, a sophisticated form of human being. Now, none of that is justified. This is content you only get on OnlyFans, but the game of chess is falsely associated with intelligence. And the lowest form of this intelligence, it's called Gotham Chess. It's not called Gotham Checkers, poker, smoothies. Low Elo games are analyzed, made fun of, dissected, laughed at, turned into educational content, and shown to all of you. Before we jump into the games, this episode is sponsored by b6, a solid move from the Gotham subscriber. We have bishop f4 and bishop b7. The bishops have taken their positions. Rook f7, king g8, and queen. And now Joe ends the game with queen. Queen f6 leads to mate. Rook g8 leads to mate in a few moves, and you win the rook. And in this position, finally, Joe finds rook 2! He had so many chances, and unfortunately, he found none of them. You want my bishop, or my pawn, or my pawn, or my pawn, or my pawn? Your opponent pinned your queen to your king with no protection whatsoever. They play bishop b5, no protection whatsoever. And the parents there should have probably used them, because otherwise they gave birth to someone who played bishop b5. And the bishop is no longer hanging because the rook is hanging. That's why the eval falls off a cliff. But it's Guess the Elo, so as you might imagine, black plays the stupidest move on the board and is now completely losing once again. We got Magnus Carlsen with the black pieces versus Bozo McFrozo with the white pieces. You can en passant right here and lose your queen and get like 2,000 upvotes on Anarchy Chess, which is, I mean, that's... it'll get you a date or two. You could use it as like a pickup line on a date. It won't seal the deal for you, probably never, because you're a chess player. But what is the only way to prevent getting checkmated? You can try to pause here and find it. This entire game will basically be a riddle. That's the way you're supposed to decide what's a good move in chess. Your opponent plays h6. You're not supposed to play h4. You put your king there. How can you move the king to the vacation home during the winter? What? How does that even make sense? Black basically responds to the threat of a punch by, driving a car into a train track and getting run over and thrown off a cliff and set on fire. Like, I was just threatening to slap you. Instead of that, you have basically volunteered yourself for immediate death. But you still haven't attacked because the black king is a beta and is surrounded by a bunch of yes men. Or my bishop, or my pawn, or my bishop, or my pawn, or my... Knight to b4 would make sense if there was a bishop here. So, white moves the bishop. Basically, here's what happened. Black drove a car through someone's house and made a hole. You know what white does? Starts taking the same hole, thinking it's a tunnel. The attack roars forward. Pressure, pressure. By the way, this knight is just here. That's just a horse wandering on the edge of the road. Any of you drive a car? Hi, Joe. He didn't hear you, because that's not the way the internet works. But you could be a complete brain dead. You could just be playing as if you just discovered how the pieces move. This dude played that chess game like a giraffe who just discovered how to walk. You ever seen a giraffe try to walk for the first time? It's like, ooga, booga, ooga. I've never gone full screen in a Guess the Elo episode, all right? So, this Guess the Elo episode is kind of nuts, all right? That's what that, so it should just motivate you. Will I remove the staged game? No, that was hilarious. Why would I remove that? YouTube, get a load of this guy. Remove the game. Why don't you remove yourself from the chat? How about that? Remove the game. Pawn or a knight or a pawn or a bishop or a pawn or a pawn or... Okay, everybody not from America just says, no, I ride a bicycle and walk like a normal citizen. Any of you ever hit a deer or drove like somewhere? There's a deer crossing or bison or unicorns. I don't know where you live or what drugs you take, but I don't consider myself good, but it seemed right. The move Queen B3 seemed right.
Queen B3?
Not moving your bishop seemed wrong. All right, well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm an IM and I've played chess for 20 years and Queen B3 doesn't seem right at all. So you probably use Stockfish for this one move? What, you really thought that, I mean, what? Activity space? Those are words. You're just using words. Watch, I can also use words. Waterfall, grapefruit. What is with black and playing every piece one square? Like, rook e8, queen c7, bishop b7. Black is better off being like a duster, you know, just dusting like... Imagine having a knight, a queen, a bishop, and 2 rooks, and just like playing this. Like, instead of resigning, you just play the most random c5 of all time. And you just lose immediately. I mean, wow. Whoa, wow, whoa, wow. I have like an immediate, I think white like has potential in chess and black has potential as a janitor. I mean, janitors are very important, but like the janitor of their own room, so unemployed. Wait, all the king's escape squares, has no moves now. And here's the threat. The threat is this. Let's say you go a3, something like a3. Watch this, queen f6. But I thought king takes 9. Yeah, queen b6. Look at you getting crisscrossed applesauced in the middle of the board. Okay. A pawn or a bishop or a pawn or a fork or a pawn or a knight. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's say you have the option to fly out into the sky or trap your bishop forever. No, of course. Of course, put the bishop in prison and never move it out again. No, I mean, come on, this person has an enlightened understanding of chess. I mean, like, imagine you can go here and control the whole diagonal, and instead you do this. I mean, this is one of the stupidest moves I've ever seen. I mean, just simply, like, the choice is not hard. What is the choice? Well, one day I'll get out. No, you won't. No, you won't. The person who donated is playing with white. If the person who was playing with black played bishop h8, I would refund them the money, and then I would call the cops. It's a draw now. Yes, go dominate the d file, get both rooks on the 2nd rank, and eat everything. Yes. Yes, oh my god, yes, 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 right there, yes. Oh god, yes! That's expertly done. Oh my goodness. This is content you only get on OnlyFans and in Guess the Elo. Wow. To avoid hanging a full queen in a position where you have mate in 2, what you need to do is slap the shit out of yourself. Like, just, yo, black is 1400. Yo, today is the day when my poor subs are getting 300 points deducted from their rating, and it's because of their opponent. Yo, my sub played a normal game, but I mean, how is black 1400? Like, there are people in this world who are legitimately in deep mental health crisis because they think they will never get to 1400. Obviously, it's gonna be king d8, right? Okay, I mean, why? Yeah, rook f7, and now finally the prophecy is fulfilled. And you know, this game is kind of what happens when you play a game without moving both rooks. You deserve to lose. And the craziest part is, black resigned. Be like, queen to f2, yes, and delectable, and then I will be delivering a mate. They have one move that attacks you. The fact that you don't look at that is just travesty. I hate you. The pawn, and the pawn, and the knight, and the bishop, and the pawn, and the pawn. So what does white do? Chess Russian roulette. Load a bullet in the chamber and it's gonna hit somebody. You better have developed the knights next. No, I mean, what are you, Christopher Columbus taking credit for discovering the continent? Oh, look at me. Like, no, bro, you had no clue what you're doing. What is this? He's gonna push a 5th pawn. Oh, knight e4, queen h7. Ah, but now you allow this. No, but now you're gonna have to work 10 times as hard. Well, probably not against this opponent, but you never know. You never know, chat. No, chat, no, you never know.